Well, hello everybody and welcome back to episode 179 of my Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. I'm IVATOPia, and let's get on with this. Okay, last time I went to look at that, I just worried it should instantly talk to me, but we'll find out. Nope. The notes are scribbled in a cryptic shorthand. Yeah, to be stealing, so we can't do that. So it's just a sec. This woman clutches a thick stack of parchment with spidely wrinkled fingers. Apparently she has her fingers in everything. So she's like a, a mafia boss or something, apparently. Anyway, wrinkled fingers, their flesh stretched thin to near translucentness with extreme age. A gossamer veil over pale blue veins, ink splotches, candles burn, dot and stripe her hand like a quilt patterned after some great indestructible truth. She does not look up from her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Noir. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
I just realised my person's kind of looking now, he's even listening to it. What I would picture Alfred's mother to be like.
And this fiasco in the sanitarium that you seem to have gotten yourself into the middle of. What in blazes possessed you to stir that nest of trouble?
I'm fine, I'm investigating a strange group. There's a personal matter.
A personal matter that has you tracing the footsteps of the leaden key.
Okay, she does.
Must be some problem you have. You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend. Which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the leaden key?
So I just get them. One of their members calls my soul to awaken. I need him to reverse it. I ran across a man in one of the ruins. It's important that I find him again. Or I could lie, but I'm getting the picture after what I just said a minute ago. She kind of already knows, so. She closes her eyes and her lids flicker. Then her face goes still and her mouth parts a little more than a sliver. And her hand briefly drops open, spilling some of her parchment to the ground. Pages waffling around her legs like the leaves of a dying tree. Her flashy eyelids peel back and her gaze is immediately upon you. Yeah, she didn't move. Oh. I gotta speak for her now, she's speaking herself. The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Faras IX Arkamnon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key, one of the most elusive and dangerous men Ireland has ever known. Huh. So you do know of him. How do you know I seek Faras? Tell me about Faras. What else is there to know about Leaden Key? I have other questions. How do you know it's Faras? Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me to see it. You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb. Seems it must have been a special occasion. Okay, she watched it too.
Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me.
Oh, she's speaking it now.
You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. Must have been a special occasion.
You can tell me about Faras.
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The leaden key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it.
Theos.
What scraps of evidence exist suggests that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man. Awakened during adolescence, with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes.
That's handy.
The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Whitaker's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism.
So basically, whenever he's born, he did his life, he then died, like anyone does, and then in his next life, when he was adolescent, so basically a kid, a teenager, etc., it awakens again in him, his past life, or the life he just did. So he's, oh, I carry on, I'll do that life again. But obviously do new stuff from it, and then he dies, and then when he's adolescent, it awakens again, his past life, so he's remembering everything, so in a sense he's the same person. Well, like my person's a different person, and it's awakened, oh, from here, or something, or from there. You know, like the people I met before, a murderer awakened when the person he is now it isn't, and stuff like that. Oh, I see, okay.
That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others,
Well, like I did.
if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves.
Like that little girl.
He is not known for his generous supply of pity. He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
So was it that soul who just tried to kill me? Because like when I looked at him, he was very uninterested. Wasn't it? I think it may have been inside. He was controlling them at the time. What do you want from me?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath. Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you. Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can. If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
Okay. Villain's key operations.
Well, let's hear it.
Blackberry Santon impersonating the patient, trying to damage the public's opinion of it. Yeah.
Forgive me. It is unlike Theos to leave witnesses. He must be furious.
Her eyebrows raised, two painted lines over her barren, sloven skin, her forehead a legend of wrinkles upon wrinkles. The corner of her mouth perks.
He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it? Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep.
Nice.
This
Look forward to it.
news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it. But if this is connected to their other activities, we may be in for something on a much larger scale.
That does not sound good.
If we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
I originally hope that we are not too late. Do you know so much about him? She looks down at her hand, rubbing at an old scar, the same way I come by all my knowledge. extensive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savoury measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value, unfortunately, with Thanos. There is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations, of course, of history are lost to time now, though I believe there were many. What else is there to know about losing King?
Precious little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in.
Okay.
They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't know. If you can imagine how gullible someone must be for that to appeal. Despite that, they are very good at what they do, owing much to their founder, who will take matters into his own hands when necessary. And he does not fail.
Other questions? Yes. Tell me more about Dundon Rome. I'll just read it. She's not speaking no more. All the things there are to know in the world, and you ask me about work? She shakes her head irritably. Darwood is a rebel country. Conflict is in its blood. If you think a few guards posted in cities keep chaos at bay, you are very new to town indeed.
We are Deerwood Cipher investigators, of course. But what we really are is its last barrier against anarchy. People are more at ease when they believe they are watched over by someone more enlightened than they are. It pacifies them. So that is the image we foster. And we do try to be enlightened for their sake. The knowledge we gather here is Deerwood's standing army in many ways. We learn what's vital and we act on it while Deerwood sleeps, blissfully unaware of the terrifying truths all around them. I wish I could tell people the things I know sometimes. But the truth is, I don't think many of them could bear it. Me?
Yeah, you.
I started this place, in a different time, under a different Duke. I impressed the Duke with my research and my work ethic, and he became possessed of the notion that I would be ideal to lead a secret network of gifted investigators. I don't know how such an idea got into his head.
How old are you? That's a little, she winks. How old are you? How old are you? That's a little rude. Heartful gasp and closes her mouth with her crumpled fingers. You wicked man. Where are your manners? Were you raised without a shred of dystonia?
I lost count ages ago. Such a strange thing to celebrate, getting closer to death. Oh, I've had my share of work done to prolong my existence, if that's what you're wondering. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not done here. There are things I still wish to learn. And I'll be the effigy if I let Bereth carry me off before I'm through.
Time when I considered enlisting the firms of Paragon to extend my life indefinitely, I found that the thought of devouring my political enemies to sustain my own life greatly appealing. I must have gone soft with age. Are you psychic?
If you are hoping I can look at your hand and tell you whom you should marry, you can just wipe that notion from your mind. I do not know what will happen tomorrow. That is what I pay spies for.
Okay.
Being a cipher is not unlike being a watcher. You notice more about what is already there. Many can hold an object and know where it's been, or peer into the thoughts of people around them. They can also sometimes affect those thoughts, but that would be unethical, of course. A tiny, talented few pick up so much about the world around them, they can get images of things to come, but these are fleeting and unreliable. Who said I was talented? I don't. Least not that I can trust. And with me, it's only ever about one thing anyway.
What's that?
A quiet day at home.
Huh. Is there a little
There
blood?
was.
Oh,
He believed in dying with dignity. He was old-fashioned that way, my husband. We saw the world very differently, he and I. But he was good to me while he lasted.
That's something else. And farewell for
Try
now.
your best not to die out there.
I will. And with that, we'll end this episode. So like, subscribe, and good stuff. And tune in next week. Please subscribe. Please hit the little bell. And have a great time. And share. Boom.